everybody. Dave Weiss here for the Glue Bomb Show. Well, today I have one for you that I am really excited about. This is the Prehistoric Scenes saber-toothed tiger from Atlantis. And I can't tell you how long I've wanted to get my hands on one of these. The folks in Atlantis are reproducing some of these from the original Aurora Prehistoric Scenes series. I hope they have all the molds, but I kind of doubt it. But these were some of the first kits that I built when I was a kid, these dinosaur type things. And man, I am just so excited to get a hold of these. And I know that, there was somebody I saw was giving them some grief about putting out some of this stuff. I got to tell you the truth. I am really thankful to our friends in Atlantis for putting stuff like this out. I have always wanted, from the time I was a little kid, to have the entire collection of the Prehistoric Scenes kits, because I don't know if you remember this, but they all have bases, and the bases all interlocked into this huge dinosaur display. I wanted this so badly, and I wanted to have them all, and I never got them. And then as an adult, I went looking for them online, and I looked at eBay, and I saw one, and it was $80, which for me is more than I really ever spend on models. And I went in to look at it because I was kind of desperate to get my hands on some of these Prehistoric Scenes kits. And I'm glad I looked, because I was tempted to drop the $80 for the kit. And guess what? It wasn't even the kit on eBay. It was $80 for the empty box. So our friends in Atlantis are producing these. I hope they can get them all. Even if they can't, I'm just glad to have the ones they can get. I am just excited to have one of these in my hands again. We're going to have a quick look at this, a look at the parts, and then I'm going to try building this one on camera. So let's look at what's inside. They have it cast in this orange-yellow plastic, which honestly, I'm good with that because it will paint nicely. This should accept the paint pretty well, I'm thinking. Here's that base that will interlock with other bases. I'm not sure which ones exactly, but we'll have a look at that. The main body and head of the character is in two halves. And you can see they have interlocking legs for this to be posable. I am really going to probably just do the whole, the one exactly, as much as I can exactly as it is on the box. Here is another base. I'm not sure exactly how these bases work. I'm going to have to look in the instructions to figure that out. But maybe it's just that they provided us with two bases. Regardless, I'm really happy to have them, and I'll put them to work one way or another. If it turns out that there are two bases and I don't need both of them, I'll save the other one to put something else on it, right? This is a 1/13 scale kit, so it gives you some idea. Here are a few of the leg parts, the other leg parts. More legs, and then this leg is from a creature who didn't fare too well. This is the prey of the saber-toothed tiger. And we have more legs, and that's because there are various poses you can do with this. So they gave you multiple legs. And then finally we have another set of legs, another part of the deer leg there, or antelope, or whatever that's supposed to be. And then we have some trees and bushes. So, and then finally, there's a little plaque here that says, you won't be able to read this on my screen, but it says, saber-toothed tiger, Pleistocene time, 100,000 years ago, knife-like canine teeth, 9 inches long. So that gives you some idea the kind of beast that we're dealing with here. Again, it's going to be a pretty simple kit. It'll be a nice one to build on camera. It's snap fit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble it, and then I'm going to pose it like it is on the box art. I do have an airbrush now. I was thinking about airbrushing this, but look at this box art. This box art was made by somebody who sat down with paint and a brush And I'm thinking I want to make my model look as much like this as I possibly can. So I'm going to use some brush paint, some washes, some of those things that I love to use anyway, some of my go-to stuff. And that's what I'm going to do. So this is the kit. Put the body together first and then assemble the legs. And let's see. An internal view that shows how the legs will lock in and then how this base works. The base is it's two pieces, but it becomes one piece. So that's what we're doing. We put that together with the tree. Again, it's all snap fit. I will eventually glue it. I'm going to glue it into place the way I want it after I painted, before I paint, and I'm going to putty everything in position, and then I'm going to paint it. So that's my intention. So let's snap this puppy together. Well, it's not a puppy, it's a cat, and let's see how it works. So we start off by assembling the body. It's just two pieces, snaps together pretty easily. I am going to end up using a little bit of cement in the tail. It looks like it's just slightly coming apart there. I think mainly because there's no pressure point in there to hold it together. It's not really a big deal at all, just a little bit of clamping and it'll be perfect. Now we're putting the legs together. And basically you have your option of two different sets of legs. You can either do it in the leaping form or you can do it in a more of a stationary form. I'm choosing to go with more of a leaping form. So we get those in, and then basically once you have those together, they just interlock in those holes. The holes have a kind of circular pattern there with a slot, and you just put them in and turn them into place. I believe what I'm going to do is after I assemble, after I'm completely happy with the way it stands on the base, then I'm going to go through and I'm going to glue those in place as well and putty that so it looks more natural. It won't be posable. I don't really want it to be posable. Here we go, and we're putting the base together now. The base just kind of sits together, and took me a minute to figure out exactly where that goes, but you can see it lines up pretty nicely. It looks like a rocky joint between the two, so that should not be any kind of difficulty at all. Now we're assembling this little tree that goes on the corner of the base there. You can see that hole. That's where that will eventually go. And it's about now that I realized I didn't assemble the antelope leg that he would be eating, and so we're going to put him together now. I'm not going to push that in very tightly because I'm going to pull that out and paint it separately and then put it in place. I also didn't bother to put the nameplate on. I'm just not ready for that yet. There's going to be some detail painting on that. What I'm thinking about doing is painting the background black and then sanding off so that the paint will disappear from the letters. I'm hoping that will work. I'm thinking that will work. And fortunately, they put it in this really nice yellow-orange kind of background, so it should work pretty nicely. Now I'm trying to set him in place. And it's about here that I realize I've got it backwards. Okay, now I've got him. And I think overall it's going together pretty nicely. There's your upper view of it. Now I'm going to go through and show you what it looks like all put together. All right, folks, and there you have it, our final saber tooth. Now, I put this together really quickly because I wanted to do that assembly video to show you how it all goes together. There are a couple things I'm going to have to clean up, a couple places where it attached to the sprue and it just needs a little sanding, but that's minor. A couple little gaps that we're going to use some putty on. Overall, no complaints at all. This is a really nice little kit. I am so glad to have this back in my collection. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. We have the bases. The bases line up, I believe, something like this. Yeah, about like that. And you can either use one base or both bases depending on how you pose it. I'm seriously considering switching out the front legs to get more of this stance. And that's really what I want to do. I want to make it look like the box art because I think this box art is great. I'm going to brush paint it, do a bunch of highlights, washes, things like that to really tighten it up. What I want to say about this kit is overall it is really nice. It goes together well. It goes together pretty quickly. Again, it's not a difficult kit. It's a very easy build. To me, the real thrill in these things is in the paint. I'm excited to see how this goes together. I can't wait to show it to you when it's done. I'll be taking it into the paint pretty soon. I also want to review the cave bear that has come through. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. I want to thank the folks at Atlantis for sending this to me for review, and I am really looking forward to seeing this. I hope you are too. I am excited to have Prehistoric Scenes kits back in my hands that I didn't have to pay hundreds of dollars for on eBay. And that's one of the things I love about Atlantis. They're giving us the opportunity to have these amazing classic kits back in our hands. I thank them again for this. I have had a good time with it. Like I say, it's a quick build. The fun is really in the painting. But guys, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works out. Hope you are too. This is fun, and that's good because model building is supposed to be fun. Take care, guys. Have a good day.